Have I gone crazy? Do I really think that Twilight Masquerade is the next Evolving Skies? So a lot of collectors and investors in the Pokemon space, I often hear saying things like maybe Scarlet and Violet's version of Evolving Skies hasn't come yet. Maybe we're going to get the strongest set later on. We're only halfway through Scarlet and Violet. Stop and smell the roses. Look at what's right in front of you and don't ignore the numbers. Now, the reason I'm mentioning Twilight Masquerade could be Scarlet and Violet's version of Evolving Skies is very simple. The value of the top chase cards in this set are very similar 3 months on to what the top chase cards from Evolving Skies were doing 3 months after their release. I'm going to go through the numbers and explain, guys. Stick with me. Let's just get straight into it. Alrighty, here's the Umbreon, the number 1 chase card from Evolving Skies. This is the most expensive chase card altogether to come out of the Sword and Shield era. The most expensive chase card by far. We're all very familiar with it. The Umbreon, $730 raw. That's fine, but what was this card doing 3 months after Evolving Skies was released? And the reason I ask that is because Twilight Masquerade has just cracked the 3-month mark. We're just under 3.5 months old for the Twilight Masquerade set from Scarlet and Violet. So then I want to go, okay, we're 3 months old for Twilight Masquerade, and if we're going to look at the value of the top chase cards in that set, then we want to compare them directly to what Evolving Skies was doing 3 months after release, which puts us around November 2021. Evolving Skies came out in August 2021. So what was Umbreon doing in November 2021? Let's have a look. So I don't know if you can see that on the screen there, guys, but I'm on the timeline here. November 2021, the Umbreon was $188, right? Between $190 and $180. $188, 3 months after release. It's obviously a lot more now, $730 raw now, ungraded. But back then, in the same kind of time frame as what Twilight Masquerade is now, this card was $188, the number 1 chase card from Evolving Skies. Here's the number 1 chase card from Twilight Masquerade, okay? The Greninja. Again, you're all very familiar with it. It's the most expensive card from this set. Everyone's after it. $283. Now, we can't just compare one card to one card and say, oh, well, these sets are equal. We have to dig a lot deeper, obviously. This is just... We're just scratching the surface right now, guys, okay? We're going to get into a lot more numbers. But that Greninja, $283, 3 months on. It actually cracked 300 and has dropped back a little bit. But you can see there, over 3 months, it's up 79%. Talk about a strong chase card. Almost, basically 80%. And $283, like we said, the Umbreon was $188 3 months after release. This card is basically $100, $90 to $100 more than what the Umbreon was 3 months in. That doesn't mean Twilight Masquerade is a better set. Let's keep going. The number 2 chase card from Evolving Skies. This Rayquaza. Now this is $330, but what was it doing 3 months after release back in November 2021? Let's have a look. $184. The Umbreon was $188 back then. The Rayquaza was $184. In fact, this Rayquaza was competing with the Umbreon as the number 1 chase card for Evolving Skies. Back then, there was nothing in it. These two cards were both very similar in price. Now, over the last few years, obviously Umbreon's gone to the moon and back, and Rayquaza's sitting at just over 300. But back then, they're a very similar price, right? 180. So what's the second most expensive chase card doing from Twilight Masquerade? This Carmine, $83. Okay, so this is basically $100 cheaper than the second most expensive chase card was from Evolving Skies 3 months after its release. So if we go to the number 1 chase cards, Twilight Masquerade was 100 more. We go to the number 2 chase cards, Twilight Masquerade was 100 less. But when we calculate the combined value of the top 2 chase cards from Twilight Masquerade 3 months in, and the top 2 chase cards from Evolving Skies 3 months after their release, they are both sitting with a combined value for those 2 cards at $370. So this is how I compare apples to apples. If I compared the current prices of Twilight to the current prices of Evolving Skies, that's not really fair. Evolving Skies has had more than 3 years to appreciate in value. I want to look at relevant time frames, yeah? So far, 3 months after release of each set, the top 2 chase cards are $370. Let's keep going. You'll have to forgive me if I sound a bit nasally. Hay fever is killing me. We've just started spring and I'm feeling it, guys, so bear with me. This Leafeon VMAX from Evolving Skies. First world problems, huh? This Leafeon VMAX, the third most expensive chase card, right? This is $206. Again, back in November 2021, 3 months after release of Evolving Skies, what was this card doing? $72. November 2021. What's the third most expensive card doing for Twilight Masquerade? 3 months after release. $70. Again, let's flip back. Leafeon, 3 months after release. $72. Perrin, 3 months after release. $70. So we're 3 cards deep in each set, and giving relevant time frames to each, being fair, comparing apples to apples, we're pretty equal so far. $2 more for the Leafeon. These two are neck and neck. The Perrin and the Leafeon, neck and neck. Fourth most expensive chase card, the Glaceon from Evolving Skies. This is where Evolving Skies starts to show a little bit more depth. Okay, I'm not going to say these two sets are an exact match. It's getting pretty close, but Glaceon VMAX, $192 now. Back in November 2021 was $79. Let's call it $80. So the Glaceon, the fourth most expensive chase card from Evolving Skies, 3 months after release, was $80. Here's the EV, $52. So now you can say, well, what are you talking about? Evolving Skies is heaps better. Look, the fourth most expensive chase card is almost $30 more, given the same time frames. I mean, this card was $69 back in July, right? A couple of months ago. It has dropped off again. And you're right, it would be fair to say Evolving Skies is stronger so far. The top 3 were neck and neck from each set, but now we get to the fourth card, Evolving Skies starts to become a bit stronger, right? $80 for the fourth most expensive chase card from Evolving Skies 3 months after release, compared to basically $50. So $30 more for the Evolving Skies one. So Evolving Skies winning slightly, right? Now, Scarlet Violet's strongest set, if it was to be Twilight Masquerade, the numbers don't have to be exactly the same as Evolving Skies. That would be crazy. That would be a freak of nature. Now, how can I put this? Scarlet Violet may release a stronger set. A lot of collectors and investors keep saying and keep suggesting the strongest set from Scarlet Violet hasn't come yet. Maybe it'll come in the later half of Scarlet Violet. We're still waiting for that big set. Is it going to be, is it going to be Stellar Crown? Is it going to be Surging Sparks? Stop and smell the roses. What's right in front of you? Twilight Masquerade, if it's not the strongest set to come out of Scarlet Violet, would have to be the second and strongest set. I doubt Scarlet Violet will come up with a stronger set than this, but if they do, it will blitz Evolving Skies, because Twilight Masquerade is already breathing down the neck of Evolving Skies, and maybe the strongest set that we do see from Scarlet Violet, and time will tell. And I'm going out on a limb here. I haven't heard any other investors, collectors, or content creators suggest this, and they don't want to look stupid when something stronger comes out. Now, I'm not saying this is going to be the next Evolving Skies, but it's bloody close. Love the cards or hate them, the numbers are bloody close. And Twilight Masquerade is blitzing. The numbers are blitzing anything else that's come out so far from Scarlet and Violet, including Paldea Evolved, and we're going to get into that. So where are we up to? Here's the fifth most expensive card from Evolving Skies, this Sylveon. Okay, it's $170. We don't care about the modern day price for this video. November 2021, this card was $89, the fifth most expensive card from Evolving Skies. Here's the Blood Moon Urshulana. Now, the Kieran was the fifth most expensive card from Twilight, but this Blood Moon Urshulana has just overtaken it recently. They're pretty close. Okay, so again, flicking back, the Sylveon back in November 2021 was $89, and this is $43. Okay, so this, the fifth most expensive chase card from Evolving Skies was about $46 more than the fifth most expensive chase card from Twilight Masquerade. So you can see there, this video might seem like, you said, Ben, you said that Twilight Masquerade could be the next Evolving Skies, but yet we see once we get to the fourth and fifth most expensive chase card and so on, Evolving Skies is stronger. Again, I'm not saying that the numbers will be exactly the same as Evolving Skies. I'm saying this could be the biggest and strongest set Scarlet and Violet produces, because it's not far behind the Evolving Skies numbers. Now, just for reference, I want to compare the top chase cards from Twilight Masquerade, the numbers, okay, the combined total value of the top 5 chase cards from Twilight Masquerade, and compare that to another strong set from Scarlet and Violet that's very modern, that everyone's going crazy about, everyone loves, Paldea Evolved. And I love Paldea Evolved myself. I love Paldea Evolved, right? Now, the top 5 chase cards in Paldea Evolved add up to $282, right? And people are saying this is a strong set. And they love this set. And it's a good set. It's a good set to open. The pull rates are pretty good. You've got a good chance of pulling some decent cards if you open a booster box of Paldea. I don't want to get into that. The top 5 chase cards for Paldea, $282. The top 5 chase cards for Twilight Masquerade, just to give you a comparison to another good modern set, the top 5 from Twilight, $550. Almost double. The top 5 chase cards in Twilight are worth almost double Paldea Evolved. So, how about Evolving Skies, Ben? This video is about Twilight versus Evolving Skies. Is Twilight the next Evolving Skies? Well, 3 months after release of Evolving Skies, the top 5 chase cards in Evolving Skies, 3 months after release, added up to $613. The top 5 chase cards in Twilight add up to $550. $63 less. That is so close to Evolving Skies numbers. So close. And you say, well, that doesn't really prove anything. Evolving Skies is still stronger. I just showed you the top 5 in Twilight are almost double the value of the top 5 in Paldea Evolved, which everyone's raving about. Guys, Twilight Masquerade may be the strongest set that we get, period, from the entire Scarlet Violet era. And let me tell you, if something comes out stronger than Twilight Masquerade, stronger than this, I'm going to be all over it. I'm going to be all over it. Twilight Masquerade may be it, guys. Again, time will tell. I'm not saying it's going to be the greatest set to come out of Scarlet and Violet, but it could be. It could be. So whether you like the cards in this set or not, the numbers are speaking to you. Whenever you're confused or doubtful about which is the strongest set, just grab your calculator, open tcgplayer.com, look at what the chase cards are doing. I don't talk about pull rates, I don't talk about print runs, I don't talk about supply and demand, because once these sets have been out for a number of months, the market has already responded with the prices that are here. Track the numbers, use your bloody calculator. It's not rocket science, guys. This is such easy stuff to invest in. It's so easy to find the strongest sets. Yes, the prices change, the single card market prices change. It's a bit of a roller coaster ride, but you get a good idea overall. If you look at these every other month and you just keep an eye on it, it's not hard to figure out, guys. You know, if we look at the Sword and Shield era, 2 years ago, no one gave a damn about Astral Radiance. No one gave a damn about Fusion Strike. Lost Origin wasn't that old, actually, but maybe 2 years old. But yeah, Lost Origin, Chilling Reign, people weren't raving about. But Fusion Strike wasn't on anyone's radar. People thought Brilliant Stars was going to be the next big thing from Sword and Shield. If they just got out their bloody calculator and worked out the numbers, Fusion Strike always looked strong. But it was only in those latter months that people started going, oh, hang on a minute, Fusion Strike's moving. If they just tracked the numbers, it wouldn't have been such a surprise. Track the numbers. Twilight Masquerade is the bomb. It's the bomb. Now, I've got Fusion Strike open here just as a memory jogger for myself, right? I wanted to look at this. Fusion Strike is, I don't know if it's the second or third or fourth best set to come out of Sword and Shield. Let's say it's in the top 5, right? Everyone loves Fusion Strike. It's done really well. The top 5 chase cards from Fusion Strike, 3 months after Fusion Strike was released, the top 5 chase cards added up to less than $400, around $390, right? Again, the top 5 chase cards from Twilight are $550. So let's say Twilight Masquerade's not the next Evolving Skies. It's blowing the hell out of Chilling Reign. It's blowing the hell out of Paldea Evolved. It's blowing friggin' Fusion Strike. Like, it's Twilight Masquerade is insane. And if you haven't got it yet, that's your problem. I'm going hard on Twilight Masquerade, guys. Here's the booster box, already $136, already up 30% in 3 months. This is the most recent regular set. Yes, we've got Stellar Crown coming in a couple of weeks, but this is the most recent set. The most recent regular set, rather. You know, we had Shrouded Fable, that's a holiday set. This thing is up 30%, 29% already. Guys, the market is aware. The market's responding. Don't sleep on Twilight Masquerade. Is it the next Evolving Skies? Is it Scarlet and Violet's version of Evolving Skies? I think it probably is. I'd be very surprised if something comes out stronger than this set from the Scarlet and Violet era. This could be the next Evolving Skies. What do you think? Hit me up in the comments. Let's hear your feedback. Let's hear the haters come out, debate me. Give me your viewpoints. I'm happy to read and respond. Get your hands on Twilight Masquerade. Do not sleep on this shit. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time on the Chase Guard. Bye, everyone.